Join BJ Kissel, Kent Swanson, and Marlia Campbell for the top moments, the updates you need to know, and the best analysis you can find from the entire KC Sports Network crew. Entertain, educate, inform. KCSN. Hit that subscribe button.
Welcome to the Kingdom Bar and Grill in Overland Park. We've been watching the first half of the Chiefs and Broncos, and it has been, it seems like a lot of business decisions. Anybody who's watched Outside the Trenches earlier this week, we talked about that. But BJ Kissel, Kent Swanson, here to break this down. Thanks for tuning in and spending part of your halftime with us. But Kent, your thoughts on the first half?
I think some guys on the field have been watching, and that's about it right now. I mean, there was some moments of the I think it was the Broncos' second touchdown drive. It looked like Pro Bowl run defense. Like some guys were just kind of like, someone will get it. Then someone did it.
That desire that I'm gonna like scratch and claw to stop and do everything. Like that level of play is not the case. You just want to get through this game with no injuries. Tyreek seems to be banged up. Hopefully he seems like he's playing through it. We got to the red zone. Maybe it was packages.
Yeah.
We were talking through that, and I'm sure coach will be asked post game about Tyreek and the injury, because the only thing that really matters, obviously winning the game matters, because you'd hate to lose this one. And then the Texans take care of business tomorrow, and you went from the 1 seed with a bye to who knows what ends up happening, and up the 4 seed or whatever it could be. But you look at the stats. Drew Lock, 4 of 10 for 27 yards passing, but has the 2 touchdowns on the scrambles. What have you seen from the defense? Like what is the number one reason outside of energy right now, Kent, that you've seen in the first half that is why we're in this position down 14-10?
I think the run defense hasn't been good. They generated a big explosive run play, but also I think the Drew Lock with his legs has been a crucial factor here, because he's been able to extend drives. He's been able to get into the end zone because the Chiefs haven't marked him really well. They haven't done a good job keeping an eye on him, and he's extended, some third down runs, some touchdown runs. I mean, that's really one of the biggest pieces and one of the biggest factors here, because he's not doing anything in the air.
Yeah.
So
the offense looks so comfortable at different times, and then they just get out of sync. And I don't know if it's the lack of the running game. Is this the physicality? Is just the lack of caring about this game? It moves to Saturday. You've already won the division. Obviously, it means something, but there's just a lack of
energy?
Something. It's just energy, or just lack of just that next level desire. You have to have that margin of error to play at this level. You've got to have that switch.
Right.
You can't turn it on or off, and it's not on right now. And it's really hard to manufacture that. So I don't expect to see it in the second half. What I don't want to see is this lack of energy lead to the business decisions that lead to stupid injuries, because they're not playing all out and they're trying to baby things, and then guys do get hurt.
The 2 seed looks really bad on them. It's just it looks like the Chiefs got the 1 seed and the bye ripped from them, and they just can't snap out of it. Don't let the Bengals beat you twice. The Bengals it kind of feels like the Bengals are beating them twice right now. I mean, it definitely are. So this is, the effort, energy, just not there. And the funny thing is, the Chiefs haven't needed a ton of effort and energy to really move the football well. I mean, they've done a good job moving the football for the most part. But they they haven't been able to punch it into the end zone. They haven't been, they haven't been able to execute, in some of these special situations. And that's why they only have 10 points on the board.
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes, 15 of 26 for 131 yards and the 1 touchdown. And then on the running game, Patrick Mahomes, the leading rusher, with 3 carries for 28 yards. Darrell Williams, we've seen what he's done in the passing game, but in the running game, 7 carries for 17 yards. And then Derek Orr's got 1 carry for 1 yard. So it seems like both quarterbacks scrambling has been really the only offense that we've seen in this game, outside of 1 nice run or 1 big run from Melvin Gordon, and then a couple of plays in the passing game to get involved. But it's just another one of those, do they need Tyreek? Is it Tyreek not being involved after being part of the plan all week? Is that why they're out of sync?
It could be.
Outside of that first drive.
I mean, it could be that. I actually think Mahomes has played well, believe it or not. I think he's thrown. I mean, he's here. He's here, and he's locked in. He's present. He's playing well. I think he's
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No,
Yeah.
go ahead. I was going to look through the plays because,
I
again,
think
it's that first 15 that they always look so good, so crisp, or those early drives. Yeah, 91 yards on that first drive. And then they had the second one with the drive. Yeah. Oh, that was Broncos. Sorry. It's all over the place. Yeah, 6 plays, 17 yards for the punt. And then the field goal on the second drive, but it's just that lack of urgency, that lack of just that next level. A couple miscues with Byron Pringle become magnified when you're not making all those.
Yeah, it looks like him and Byron Pringle were not on the same page, which is obviously something that you want to see right before the playoffs. Obviously, too, like that's always exciting.
But those are those, and we talked about them before. Those are those leverage plays or those leverage routes where Pringle hasn't had a lot of those in-game situations with Patrick Mahomes where they're reading that safety or that DB and where he's supposed to cut in or cut out. That's not based on the route. That's where sometimes on broadcasters, they say it's based on where the safety's at and where Pringle knows this is where he's at. So I'm going to sit here, and Mahomes is supposed to see it the same way. And when they're off, it's just a lack of chemistry, not a lack of anyone doing the wrong thing. And so, and same thing with Tyreek on the goal line. I think that was that red zone play where they brought it up where right before the field goal, where it bounced off the defensive back's chest, should have been an interception. It's another one where Mahomes expected him to work back towards the pylon, but I think it's a health thing.
Well, I do too. I wonder, honestly, I'm not sure that either Tyreek pulled up or Tyreek couldn't get to the front pylon. Either's not great, but you don't know how the injury is very clearly affecting. I'm not sure it affected him on that play or not. I think it very easily could have been that, because man, it just looked like he struggled to get through to the front pylon. I see exactly. You watched the tight view that you saw on the broadcast. I get why Mahomes threw where he threw it.
Yeah, it's
just a matter of, it kind of seems like it's just health. Just put him on ice. Just put Tyreek on ice. There's no reason for him to be playing right now.
Yeah, let's get to the second half. And again, anyone, thank you for tuning in to this halftime show. We will go live right after the game for the live post-game show. Maddie Lane and Craig Stout will be joining us, try to get a couple special guests as well. And obviously, we'll bring you the news from Coach Reid's press conference as soon as all that's announced. Hopefully some clarity to what Tyreek is dealing with.
Yeah.
And hopefully the fact that he's out there at all tells me that it's not super serious. Seems like he went out there in the red zone. Interested in the second half for that. But again, appreciate everybody. We are at the Kingdom Bar and Grill in Overland Park, Kansas. We're right at corner of 127th and Antioch for anybody who's out there. And as of right now, we cannot confirm nor deny whether or not this will be open for the general public next Sunday to start the playoffs. It may be a private party, kind of a soft open. We will communicate all that to you throughout this week, but there is no doubt that when we get to the divisional round, we need people to come and join us. If you're not at Arrowhead Stadium, we want you to be right here enjoying this and celebrating and doing all this stuff with us. So please make sure you're following, subscribe to all that. We will have all that information throughout the week to let you know when this bar is open, but they are literally working on it right now. We are watching everybody
literally
put this. They're literally working them, get the bar ready to go. They got the floor down up here on the bar. It is very close. We're very excited. So make sure you follow their Twitter account at the Kingdom Bar. Make sure you follow that. And we'll have all the information for you as well. But let's talk second half. What is it that you want to see individually on the defensive side of the ball to get past this? Because it's not like the Broncos. It's not like they got Jamar Chase out there who's making plays all over the field. This is just make a couple of plays, get a couple key turnovers, and then it's going to be a different deal.
It's effort. I mean, they gotta bring it. Like the effort's got to be better than it was. And I think they got the message towards the end of the second half, or first half. Sorry. I think the defense kind of started to get the message. I think the effort with some of the players against the run specifically was a lot better because they put some Pro Bowl effort at times there.
And this is where, and we talk about it cliche and people roll their eyes, but like Tyrann Mathieu, Frank Clark, like Chris Jones, Anthony Hitchens, those veterans who are going to go tell those young guys that aren't feeling that injury, somebody's got to get in their ass. Like somebody's got to let them know. Do you have any idea? Like we are bummed about the 1 seed. And I think you're making a good point that the Bengals are beating them twice right now. And somebody's got to step up. Be like, guys, we know we don't have it. We got to get through this because if they let this one slip, they're going to make things even more difficult on themselves based on what in a huge part, and not to rehash those demons, the refs took away. Yeah. Don't let them beat you twice going into this game as well. Because there's, to your point, lack of energy. Somebody's got to get something going.
Yeah, they really do. And I mean, the magnitude of this game is like they could be the 4 seed. They could fall all the way down to the 4 seed and have one wild card playoff game against, I don't know, we'll find out who it is, but like and then you're on the road the rest of the trip. You know, like that's the outlook that you could potentially have by giving this game up. So they got to get some things right. I mean, they're obviously in the game. It's just the fact that this is a game right now is just disgusting.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is.
My mental state for this, just so you know how I get through these times, is as gross as this is to watch and is like all of that. Imagine that it's March and you're just like, I would give anything to watch a little Chiefs football. So I'm resetting my mind. It's like, you know what? We get to watch football today. We get to watch it in a cool setting with our buds, with your pals, wherever you're at. Clear the mind, get rid of the first half, just go out there and just get through the game with no injuries. I don't care how brutal it looks in the second half. If they win the game and nobody sustains an injury, we will be hype for the post-game show. I'm telling you.
It's like this is, you know, we'll miss it in March. This is bad pizza is still pizza. I mean, that's what we got right now, right? I mean, it's the same kind of energy. I mean, it's kind of like this feels like a preseason game. Like this is like preseason efforts right now.
There's a lot of businesses that we talk about outside the trenches. Tucker's over there nodding that and Nick Leckie somewhere. You should check on Nick. Somebody check on Nick because we talked about doing a drinking game. Every time you saw a business decision, take a drink.
Oh my.
Yeah, you need to Tucker. Call Nick.
Well, we've already had several people tweet at me and Nick and you, BJ, about business decisions. They're saying, take a shot. There's one right there. So we're getting several people keeping us honest to our drinking game idea.
We're about to start the.
So why you kicked me?
Yeah.
You can just tell me.
Hey.
All right. Second half's about to begin. We need to see some energy. Get back with us in the second half. Please hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications. We got all kinds of cool content. And if the game gets brutal in the second half, go to our YouTube channel, go down to the Sometimes Weekly and watch the interview from yesterday at Holiday Distillery that I had with Bob Kendrick and Kiana Sinks of the Negro Leagues Museum. It was an amazing conversation. I absolutely love that one. Support what they have going on, Kansas Cityans. We have a treasure in the 18th and Vine District, and we need to take care of it. So we'll see you guys after the game. Go listen to that on Speed 2 if you're bored. It's on our Apple podcast channels as well. So we'll see you all after the game, hopefully celebrating
I guess
a second half. See you guys.